Does God have to accept your offering? That's the question we're going to look at today in Malachi chapter 1. In Malachi chapter 1, God begins with a statement, and then Israel makes a statement. And then God makes a statement, and then Israel makes a statement. Take a look. In verse 2, I have loved you. And yet they say, how have you loved us, God? Really, you love us? God says, I chose you. I didn't choose Esau. I chose Jacob. Verse 6, God says, a son honors his father. A servant honors his master. If I'm a father, where's my honor? If I'm a master, where's my fear? He says, you've despised my name. They say, how have we despised your name, God? And he says, by offering, verse 7, by offering polluted food on my altar. And you say, how have we polluted your altar? He says, when you offer blind animals in sacrifice, is that not evil? And you offer a lame or a sick cow, would you give that to your governor? He says, I just wish, verse 10, you'd shut the door and have no fire on the altar than to put this lousy sacrifice that I do not accept from you. Verse 11, here's why. From the rising of the sun to the setting, my name will be great among the nations and great in every place. He says, I'm a great God. I deserve a great offering. And you giving me this poor offering is a bad example to the world, and I don't accept it. Verse 14, cursed is the cheat who has a male in his flock and vows it, and yet sacrifices to the Lord that which is blemished. I am a great king, says the Lord of hosts, and my name will be feared among the nations. When you don't give God your best offering, you insult him, and he does not accept it. We see this in literally Genesis chapter 4, the very beginning of the Bible. Two people have been born, Cain and Abel. Two people bring an offering to God. Cain brings the best of his flock, and Cain just brings some fruit. And God says, Cain, I don't accept your offering. And Cain says, well, you have to. I gave it to you. And God says, no, I don't. And he went and killed his brother. He was so angry. You and I, when we offer to God what we can bring him financially, God is looking at that. It was an interesting story in the Bible. Jesus is standing in the temple and watching people put money in an offering plate. And a widow comes by and she gives 2 pennies, all that she had, and money that she had to live on. And Jesus says, what she gave was greater than the rest of you. But it's almost an amazing, eerie feeling when you realize Jesus is there watching as they gave, because he's looking at the heart. Malachi, and the message of Malachi is don't cheat God. And if you bring to God an inferior offering, God says, I have the right to reject it, and I will. It's fair to ask, you gave and received a lot of gifts at this Christmas time. Did you give a gift to God? Did you give God your best? This is a great time of the year to ask ourselves that question.